Staring at the screen, the colors spin. Just a wait screen, where do I begin? This isn't a show, it's just a delay. Still here you are, you decided to stay. It's not a movie, ain't no special guest, just a wait screen, not the very best. Yet you're glued, anticipation's high for the stream to start. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yes, it's late, we'll be starting soon. In this digital world we croon for the content we've yet to see. On a wait screen, stuck in reverie. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's a wait screen, you know the rest. Patience is a virtue, they say, but this wait screen's making you sway to a tune only time can keep. As you watch, half awake, half asleep. Oh, the seconds tick, but the fun's on hold. The wait screen's tale is getting old. But just hang tight, don't click away. The show will start, come what may. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense for the content we've yet to see. On a wait screen, stuck in reverie. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's a wait screen, you know the rest. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's a wait screen, you know the rest. Patience is a virtue, so they say, but this wait screen's making you sway to a tune only time can keep. As you watch, half awake, half asleep. Oh, the seconds tick, but the fun's on hold. The wait screen's tale is getting old. But just hang tight, don't click away. The show will start, come what may. The wait screen's tale is getting old. But just hang tight, don't click away. The show will start, come what may. Staring at the screen, the colors spin. Just a wait screen, where do I begin? This isn't a show, it's just a delay. Still here you are, you decided to stay. It's not a movie, ain't no special guest. Just a wait screen, not the very best. Yet you're glued, anticipation's high for grim to start. Oh my, yes, it's wait screen. We'll be starting late in this digital world that we create for the content we've yet to see. On a wait screen, stuck in reverie. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's a wait screen, you know the rest. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's always screen, you know the rest. Don't you worry, soon it will commence. Right now you're here at my expense. Just a teaser, a colorful jest. It's always screen, you know the rest. Staring at the screen, the colors spin. Just a wait screen, where do I begin? This isn't
15 war dogs in the list again.
That seems like a
In the grim dark future there's no time for fun. But when the day's battles are said and done, John, Danny, and Dickie are here for a laugh. In a galaxy torn, they're the ones with the craft. It's Grim After Dark, where the bolters spark, where dreadnoughts nap and orcs embark. Tune in, grab a pint, and don't be late for tales of heresy and a healthy debate.
Drink this kind of water. Oh, thanks, Dickie, for that wonderful intro. I could really tell because I can't see what's going on. Hey, welcome to Grim After Dark. Your weekly 40K. What was the tagline? Danny and Dickie are here too, by the way.
Hey,
amazing.
Who knows?
who knows? Who knows?
I can't even tell where I'm at. It's
Yeah.
confusing, and I'm just gonna pretend like I'm where I'm supposed to be, John.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume Dickie has the right screen on view because we're not watching this on YouTube. And if you
It's so funny too. Like we were just so nice to Dickie like 2 minutes ago. Like they're having this really great collegial conversation, and then as soon as the show airs, like all of a sudden we're like, "Fuck you, Dickie."
Yeah, you're dick.
this is going to be a deep burn. This is a joke that only one other person's going to get. Danny, we weren't being mean to Dickie. The character of John and Danny was being mean
Just
to
kidding.
Dickie.
I don't want to be mean to Dickie at all. I love Dickie.
No.
I'm here,
What-
right? Like I can hear you guys. Like
Oh shit.
A little bit of housekeeping.
Dickie in the room
No,
with us?
this is going to be the kind of thing where we're talking and it's going to be like, oh yeah, and then you're going to get really disappointed again really quickly.
what?
First off, super good news. Grim After Dark's dying. We're done with it. This will be the last episode of Grim After Dark. And
Oh my God, if we just cut it there and put just all our socials,
Night,
just
folks.
literally that point,
yeah,
so good.
yeah, and they would also explain why we've got a shitty following. I love you guys.
Yeah, I guess.
But no, Grim After Dark in this iteration is going away. I've been thinking about it for a little while here, and I'll tell you once I give you the bad news. It was the mini wargaming video that really helped put me over the edge with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I watched that too. What did you think about that?
Well, it's real quick.
Yeah.
Starting 2 weeks time. No more Grim After Dark. We're going
Okay,
back.
Sorry.
I
Mob
quit.
Rules, baby, is coming back.
I'm rehired.
You're rehired.
But that reduced pay.
Dickie was
Well, God, now I
fired
have to pay you? What?
from the
One
big
tenth
budget.
the pay, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of reasoning behind this, and while on the surface it doesn't really seem like that big of a change.
Yeah.
I was talking over this with Danny over the weekend.
Yeah.
And there's something fundamentally different for me between Grim and sort of Mob Rules. When Val first kind of pulled Danny and I in to do Grim, it was sort of decided to be like a late night talk show style 40K thing, and we're like, oh, that's cool, yeah, we'll do that there. And then God, getting guests every week's really fucking hard, so we stopped that pretty soon, and then it kind of devolved into kind of making fun of the community, which was it's good when in doses, but 2.5 years of not necessarily talking about Warhammer, but talking about the worst parts of the community has ruined my Facebook algorithm. And just so many bad groups. So
So this change is 90% fueled by John's change to his algorithm and his displeasure
His
at
mental health.
using Facebook because he can't use it to check up on pictures of his grandchildren anymore.
Oh,
I don't have grandchildren yet that I know about. But primarily, what Mob Rules was about just to be lame friends who played Warhammer, who talked about playing Warhammer and the stuff they enjoyed about Warhammer. And it was more rooted in sort of the positivity in there. Because when I was broaching this to Danny, he was like, well, what does it mean to you? Well, what's Mob Rules mean to you? And I'm like, I kind of summarize it like that. So I'm excited to get back to that because over the past month or so, we've started doing more actual gameplay style segments and talking and different things like that. And afterwards, the three of us, and I'm going to speak for Dickie at this point, but the three of us were so much more pumped about what we were doing and what we were talking about, rather than posting another picture of Spanish Nazis playing Warhammer, or posting like another reaction of people who weren't happy that their army book isn't incredibly broken.
Another David Hasselhoff tier list, John.
That's probably going to stick around. We can get some mileage out of that. But today we're going to be doing kind of like a quasi what I view Mob Rules as being. We're going to be talking about Chaos Knights, their introduction to the game back in 2014, back in 6th edition. So over a decade of Chaos Knights. So we're talking about Chaos Knights, a little bit about their lore, how they were brought into the game. And Danny, I believe your opinion on Knights in Warhammer is not necessarily super positive.
No, John. I think it's a dog shit idea to make an army that is purely based on skew, and I'll take that to my grave. I'll even say that about Tau.
That's fair. Whereas I, as someone who does pretty well with Chaos Knights, I kind of like them. There's maybe a small amount of bias there, but we're going to go through there. We'll also go through some of the leaks that came out today about Chaos Knights in particular, how they both have me incredibly excited and incredibly sad at the same time. And then, yeah, just kind of go through there. Danny, thoughts before we continue?
John, I'd like to say a couple of things.
Sure.
First of all, I think it's extremely brave of us to take on this new and like quite honestly sacred responsibility to go back to our roots and create a show that creates a lot less work for us. So I think ultimately, like I'd like to reiterate again how incredibly brave and powerful all of us are for doing this. And I'd like some applause, please.
Oh, okay. Give me a second here. I can.
Please clap.
please hit the clap button. Hey.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We very much appreciate that. That's important to us.
As I stare down at legitimately 8 pages of notes I have down here that I put down. But yes, it's always good when Danny points out that he'll have less work to do. That's why that's why we
Which
do.
Usually is my main motivator for like everything. So,
Dickie, you're being pulled along on this ride, brother. What are your thoughts?
I'm excited for the change. I was not a listener of Mob Rules.
You fit right in with everyone.
with everyone else in the 40K community. Good choice.
But I'm looking forward to kind of re-upping that and having fun and being more positive, I think is also
yeah. And Danny and I were talking. We really want to get a team going. We want to do a team event.
Yeah, we want to do a team event, Dickie.
So we might
do a team event.
We might bogard your coaching and role, and I think we can at least get 4 of us. Producer Nick, executive producer Nick, sorry, because he doesn't do any actual work.
He doesn't.
Oh, did you know that there was a producer, Dickie? I don't know.
Every episode, I write his name down underneath my name, and I'm always like, "What the fuck does this guy do?"
Hollywood.
There's nothing that's more indicative of the Hollywood system than random person.
And I love Nick Horton. So I'm okay with writing his name down, but I'm just always like, why is he even here? I don't get it.
we sent him a message today because he's coming up for the Tacoma Open and Danny's going to be coming down for Tacoma.
Yeah.
That we were probably going to record an episode over the weekend, like pre, during, post.
Yeah.
Love it.
And honestly, like that's another reason I'm excited to get back to Small Bros is also it's probably not going to be live. That way we can do things like pre, post, and during. But I had this really awesome idea I'd never heard before in the wargaming community. I have this fire pit area outside that we're going to record, have some beers and kind of talk about the thing. So I'm going to call these things fireside chats. And I know that that's kind of like a unique concept.
Like, do you think we should do? I think we should kind of like more specify what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We should call it maybe 40K fireside chat.
40K fireside chats.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It could work.
Yeah, I think so too.
With we gotta. Who are we having a fireside? So it could be like 40K fireside chat with Danny and John.
Yeah.
It seems to be the least confusing way to do that.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe we should. John. I see a lot of 40K personalities now and players even.
Yep.
Taking on monikers.
Oh. Okay.
How would you feel if I called you David during those and you called me Vic? What do you think about that?
Well, I do love David Bowie. So that would be great. And then
how do you say his last name for real?
Bowie or Bowie.
No, I don't know. Like the English way is probably correct, right? Like
another quality mob rules sign, by the way, is Danny correcting my pronunciation on everything I say wrong. My degree's in writing, not speaking. That's all I'm going to say. That's fine. Danny, before I derailed us by getting people's hopes up and then dashing them by saying we're not really going away, we're just we're rebranding.
We're rebranding to someone else's brand, which is one of
the things that really sealed it for me this week was mini wargaming. Mini Wargamer Matthew released a video on their channel about changes they were making to the vault and sort of their model. Dickie, did you watch this?
I watched it, but it seems like he does this every month, though. I don't know if this is just him trying to get people to get into that vault.
The next season.
Yeah. I honestly gained a ton of respect for him for that video, because I know you're right that every month it seems to be like, hey, this isn't a sustainable business.
Things up, yeah.
Hey, we're having troubles with this. But this one seemed more honest and forthright than the other ones.
Yeah.
And what I really like about it is they don't necessarily like 10th edition, which is fine. Yeah. So what they're doing is they're going back and playing other editions. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's what we've been telling people who've been complaining about 10th for years to do. If you like 6 so much, go play it. And they're like, okay. And what a fantastic way to do battle reports. Because I could go on YouTube right now and find 18,000 top-down cameras of a 10th edition battle report.
True.
How many 2nd edition ones can I find?
Not a whole.
Not many. And honestly, I would be interested in seeing a 2nd edition one to see, I remember that. So mini wargaming is going to be focused primarily on older editions and narrative campaigns. They're starting with a Deathwatch campaign, and I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I don't give a shit about Deathwatch, and ever since The Beast Arises, they've been, as the kids say, cringe AF. And that book series has ruined Deathwatch for me. But then after that, man, he dragged me back in. They're doing a Gorka Morka campaign. With Scary. He's on there too.
I did see Scary made a post about loving to play Gorka Morka.
Gorka Morka is a long-time listener, first-time callers will know, is my best Games Workshop memories are from that game. By far. I think I feel about Gorka Morka as Danny feels about Warhammer Fantasy. Why did he start playing 40K more? Because Fantasy went away. Yep. Why did I start playing with 40K more? Because Gorka Morka went away. And I was like all in on that game, so that's super exciting. But Danny, what are your thoughts on
Thank you. I like you behind the desk. Let's get you there, man.
yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. I had to close
No,
my window.
why? Why are you apologizing? I like that.
Oh, hey.
You should be behind the desk, man. You're one
Yeah,
of
get
us.
on behind. Or
Well, no, because then
position yourself.
it's gonna ruin my slideshow. For
Is
later.
this
Your
yourself?
anus isn't moving along with your speech anymore.
Yeah, put yourself above my microphone so it looks like you're shitting out the microphone.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay,
I like
sure. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's-
and then you won't blow, kind of thing.
All right,
We got pulled
that's
into
too
the
much.
we got pulled into the void. There we go. Oh,
Love it.
Love it. Okay, perfect. Solved the problem of what to do with my microphone stand. But jump in with your sides whenever you think is appropriate, Dickie. But today we're going to talk about Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights.
Yep.
These are enormous war machines. Knights have been around since about 6th edition. Like I said, that's when the original Imperial Knight book came out. Danny,
Mhm.
did you buy the Imperial Knight Codex when it came out for the first time?
I buy every codex when it comes out, John.
Were you
Really?
incredibly disappointed that there was 2 units in that book?
Well, I knew what I was getting into when I purchased it to get a Knight Errant and Knight Paladin. And they were mostly, it was kind of like an addition to the Adeptus Mechanicus, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
like you could take them in other armies. And I remember playing, there was actually 3 models, John, because they had a special character that you could run that was like really annoying. Do you remember that character?
No. I swear the
The
first
White
book
Dwarf
was
character. It
just
was like the dude with the gate. I forgot what his name was.
Oh, the gate crasher? Or was it gate
Yeah,
breaker?
whatever that guy's name
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Huh.
Not Canis. It was some other guy. He's dead now, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
At the time when it came out, the Imperial Knight was the single biggest plastic kit Games Workshop had ever created. I remember
cool.
being hugely impressed with them. Like, that is so cool. We did a mob rules a long time ago talking about the history of Imperial Knights. My favorite thing is these are not war machines. No, sir. This is a combine harvester that has been retrofitted to be a war machine. These were farming tools and kind of agri-world helpers that they just strap guns onto, and then called it good. They really form lore-wise. They're grimdark, yeah, but they kind of go for the Arthurian kind of vibe as well. It's very kind of, gallant knights protecting the peasants around. These knight suits are ancient and they're kind of passed down. And one of the things I thought was super cool was each pilot, when they're plugged in, they get the memories of their ancestors and kind of very Dune-esque. Like they get the memories downloaded in there in order to kind of pilot that knight. So it's kind of like a partnership there. That was a raised ending. What we got there?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, why? All right. So why do they have to have like these ancestor spirits like trapped in the machine spirit? Doesn't that mean that their ancestors never actually get to the emperor?
It's to make the knight suits more reverent and more important. And it's such a loss when one dies, because when one dies, it's not just the pilot and the knight, it's an entire household. It's kind of the symbolic thing of like medieval times destroying your opponent's castle, right?
Sure. Except now it's a throne.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a throne there. They were split up though. You have free blades, who are like the young questing knights of Bretonia, who went out on their own and kind of, which, okay, I do think this is fucking stupid.
Wow.
Dude, I think the free blade concept is like the dumbest shit. Like I hate it. First of all, I hate it for a bunch of reasons. Number one, your army doesn't look cohesive at all. Like it's just a bunch of like Skittles. It looks like shit on the table.
Skittles, okay.
And if you play free blades, I'm disappointed in you. I'm just gonna say it. Like I'm gonna think less highly of you.
Do you remember? Was it that you rolled off for their abilities? Was that a thing that I'm thinking of? Like they got certain abilities.
At some point, there was something like that. I think
sounds very 6th edition.
Yeah.
God, I see. Knights are so dumb. Like what a dumb army. Like the models are cool. Like the fluff is cool. It's just if you could put one in your army, like the way that they initially came out was sort of that way, right? Like
Right.
you bring one with your army, not like your army would be, oh, I'm
All
just
knights.
playing knights. Like, no, my army is accompanied by this knight. And if you use a free blade in that scenario, awesome. That's what a free blade is supposed to do. They're supposed to lend their might. Then you have like a gathering of free blades, and now it's like the fucking Avengers. Get out of here with that. Like, that's stupid.
I think it's really fucking dumb that a young knight can be banished. He's like, you will be banished to being a free blade. Fantastic. Let me figure out how to transport my 80-foot tall knight around the galaxy. Am I banished with a transporter ship?
Yeah,
'Cause that's a pretty sweet banishment. You get sent away. Like it's like your parents kicking you out of your house, but giving you a car and somewhere to live and like a job. That's the part I don't like. Like we'll banish you, and all we will do is give you your knight and a ship and a crew for that ship.
Ship.
Like thousands of people to support this one
Egotistical
combine
prick.
harvester.
It's one combine harvester who
John Deere needs to really think about their business model. I feel like if they want to compete in the future.
now that new Chaos Knight with the drill arm, I just want to paint that green and yellow.
He looks really good.
Him in the chat saying this is the first time he's heard any knight lore before, and he's been playing knights for 6 years.
Yep.
What?
I'd like to correct the record here. He says Chaos Knight specifically. Kim doesn't actually play knights. Kim plays snakes attached to war dog bodies. That is Kim's entire army.
That's so cool, though.
Well, it turns out when you do run nothing but war dog spam, you have to pretend there are narrative reasons behind it. Otherwise, you're just an asshole. And there was for the longest time not a snake body big enough for big knights. So he was just like, yeah, it's just my little knights.
Well, I guess he could use Fulgrim.
How would that move though? Because they're not gonna like boop up like that. So does that mean every turn they're slamming their face into the ground?
No,
And,
they can like pause.
Slithering like
right?
like along the ground?
No.
Because they can't. Like snakes don't really move with their top half upright. Like
how do you know how they move, John?
Well, ask your mom.
All right.
Hey,
No. They don't move that way. Snakes slither. They use there's like 3 different locomotion methods that snakes use.
Okay.
Either they walk with their ribs, they do a sidewinder, or they slither, pushing off other objects in their environment.
Yeah.
They don't walk on their tail like some kind of fucking seal balancing a ball.
wow. What do cobras
They
do?
do now. They do now. Also,
Yeah,
cobras.
do snakes rear up? Yes, to spit in the eyes of their opponents or to strike them.
Yes.
Kim's army, spitters, not swallowers.
Kim's mom too. So on that, later on, like 2018, 19, I want to say, Chaos Knights kind of first came along there. These guys, same origins, same farming past. They're a simple farmer trying to make their way in the galaxy, Kim. But for various reasons, they fall to chaos. Some of them go mad. Some of them there's like rebellion. Some of them want to be cool. Some of them are get their knights with their leg joints backwards, and like that is so much cooler than every other night.
It's hard to argue with that logic, John, because it's just true.
It is just true. It's why I spend so much time making my knight tyrants have the backward legs, even though it makes them a good foot taller.
Dickie, I know you're a fan of chaos. How do you feel about Chaos Knights and their aesthetic over Imperial Knights? Do you think it's superior?
Okay, so I may get kicked off the show. I am not a huge fan of the Chaos Knights. The War Dogs, I find they're kind of look stupid.
Okay.
And then back in the day, it was just the same friggin' kit, right? Like you just had the same kits. There wasn't like a chaosy anything other than the Abominant, right? Am I crazy?
Abominant
they had a Rampager and the Desecrator.
I don't know. I just didn't like the way they looked. In fact, I think I I never bought like them as allies or anything, just because I thought they were kind of stupid.
Yeah, Jaquan coming in with the history in the chat saying,
Oh,
Chaos Knights, that 2-page PDF, the
PDF.
GW said it would never be a faction until it became a faction.
And
yeah.
then it was.
Squats are back too, so I don't know. What to tell you.
Do you like money? So that's
Yeah.
why they're a faction.
I do.
But we have
I just think so. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
didn't make them drastically different than Imperial Knights.
No.
And I think they had a good opportunity to just make it go crazy with it, right? And I
Mhm.
think like Snake Knights, for instance, right? And they just
how
kind of
would they
said,
move?
"Here are other knights," and I'm just like, "Come on, man! Like you could have done
I
something."
disagree a little. They did make, once a separate army, Chaos Knights became pretty distinctly different from Imperial Knights. Like we all remember the obnoxiousness of like double battle cannon days when that was first an option. There was a lot more differing about like differing weapons and loadouts and things you could
Double
do.
Gatling cannon.
Double Gatling cannons. Oh god, thank God that was fixed because that was obnoxious. Chaos Knights, I think, created the 3D print industry for Knight players because they're like, I need all of these things. But we have like a really nice visual theme between the two, especially now. I think we're really going to see with this codex here two pretty distinct armies.
Yeah.
Because we saw that sort of last time as well.
Dickie, follow-up question.
Yeah.
Do you like Imperial Knights?
I'm not a huge fan of Imperial Knights. I find that when Knights, like, I remember when Knights are good, usually the game's in a really bad spot. And I remember Knights being good, and I'm like, oh, this game sucks. So I don't know if that's just a gunshot like reaction. But I've never really enjoyed them as a aesthetic, and I never really enjoyed them as a playing against them. I remember I did buy one night and I played it, and I think I played it once, and all my buddies were running like, I don't know, like Zerkers or just like normal guys, and they weren't able to hurt it. And it just felt so bad. I think that must have been 6th or 7th. I can't remember.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It was just such an awful experience.
That must have been 7th, I bet.
It was just so awful. I was like, okay, well, you can't hurt me with this weapon. You can hurt me with that weapon. And it's just like, oh God, like you just not being able to hurt the goddamn knight. And I was just like just wading through all his models. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that. They first had like, I want to say 6th edition about 11 years ago. Danny, I know I have distinct memories of us being at an RTT in Wasilla at MJ's Cards and Comics on release day of Knights, where a certain person was building a knight in the parking lot before the
amazing. That's so powerful.
So powerful. This is why I never complained about 10 points for painted. Because we lived through some wars beforehand. But when they came out, Danny, do you think no one was really prepared for them for a little bit?
I mean, yeah, I think people weren't prepared to deal with armor 13 front walkers. Means you had to have at least strength 6 to even glance them, and glancing hits didn't really do that much right off the bat until hull points came around, and then you could glance stuff to death.
But at release, knights were incredibly obnoxious.
Oh, they were the stupid ion shield rule was so annoying. Like, I don't know if you remember, but you picked an arc that was protected by the shield. It was either left, right, or center. They couldn't do the back. And then they got a 4+ invulnerable save against hits caused from that direction. So you'd kind of have to like move units in such a way that you would shoot them from different directions in order to get past their stupid shields.
Yeah. Which good luck getting past the front facing with the base.
Because it's huge. That base is hugely wide.
Yeah. Dickie, you weren't playing 40k back him, were you?
It was more of a garage hammer.
More of a garage hammer.
Back then.
Did your group have any early night adopters when they first came out?
No. After literally, I played it once, and then everyone said that's stupid. We're not doing that. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then we moved on to like our passion projects like corn demons or whatever.
Is corn your passion project, Dickie?
Usually anything really chaosy is kind of my
Yeah.
thing for the most part. So CSM back in the day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
As the editions moved on and as the codexes came, Knights became balanced is wrong. The wrong way to say, because I will acquiesce to Dickie that Knights doing well is usually a sign that the game needs
the game is
balancing.
bad, yeah.
So it's a really hard thing to balance. Danny, what's your take? We'll ignore the Pascal, but just index wise, the Imperial Knight Index, Chaos Knight Index. What was your take on the job they did on balancing those two armies?
Well, full disclosure,
Mhm.
I remember playing against a whole knight army for the first time in, I think it was 6th edition, and you had formations.
Mhm.
And I played the one from Dark Eldar that was like 9 Talos. And they all had haywire launchers, and I played against knights, and I was like, all right, just fucking die, dude. And they did. And so my initial thought was like, well, this is an unbalanced army. But really, what my thought should have been instead was, oh yeah, this is an unbalanced army that's probably bad for the game. I don't know. I don't like armies that like force you to play in a way that's skew, and knights have no other options because they don't have like normal infantry models. If they started adding some more units to knights, like sacristans and that kind of stuff, I think that would be so good for that faction and the game in general. I think, like, not that knights are like out there just like kicking babies and
I think
not giving consent, but I think they're out there in a way that makes them not as much fun to play against.
I mean, I think the issue comes to the fact, and I think you experienced this vicariously through me, through playing Chaos Knight for the last year, is you're either going to really win or you're going to really lose.
Yeah.
And there's not really an in-between.
No, not really.
And while like playing a couple games, there's never been a point where I've looked at board state and been like, oh, I'm not sure if I can pull this out of the bag. I either know that, yeah, I've got this, or I know, no, I'm not going to get this. And there's one of the problems is it's being essentially a stat check army. And
that's what it is, right? That's 100%.
And Danny, for those who just know Stat Check as a
Just
widely
wonderful
derided podcast with very extreme views.
Mid, yeah.
What is a Stat Check army?
A Stat Check army is an army that basically focuses so hard on one particular statistic or way of play that it makes armies that are incapable of dealing with like a mass amounts of one particular kind of unit or one style of play. They can't deal with it, and so that stat has been checked. For knights, it's anti-tank. If you can't deal with a bunch of high toughness walkers that are fine in combat, then you may have a problem with that army.
Yeah. And I think, especially with Chaos Knights, that's kind of the issue with the army, which is what I'm excited to see from the new book, see if it fixes, is you have a bunch of single phase models that have a high percentage chance of doing nothing in the phase that they're good in. And that's because there's been times where I've had my brigands who have 2 shots from the melta cannon and one misses, then the other doesn't wound. Or you go in with your carnivore and you swing and you don't do any wounds. And then you're just kind of like sitting out there and you don't really have much of backup because you have 10 or 11 war dogs and they're not full game units. Imperial Knights, they started getting bondsman's abilities. And that's when we really started to see them separate play-wise, a little anyway, from Chaos Knights.
Yeah.
What are kind of bondsman abilities? And do you think that was a good indicator or way to separate the two factions?
Yeah. I mean, the Chaos Knight like battle shock mechanic just hits so badly, right? So
Oh,
but
it's shit until it's not. I'm gonna be real with you.
it's bad until it's not. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
But the
Like
bondsman,
Terror Shades is incredible, right? Like I
Yeah.
think we all
Yeah.
think that stratagem
Yeah,
is
there's my favorite thing about Terror Shades is it doesn't matter. Like if I do 5 mortal wounds to you, but you only have 1 left, I still heal back 5. That's
Yeah.
what makes that stratagem.
Right.
It's a fantastic stratagem.
Yeah, I think it gave it a little flavor, and there was some definitely broken builds kind of at the beginning of 10th, or I think the tail end of 9th, the beginning of 10th, maybe. That
There's a reason I have 16 magnetized war dogs, Dickie. There were some very broken builds.
Yeah. So
Why do you have 16?
Because I bought 2 and then I glued it all together. So I have 2 carnivores fully glued together. And then after that, I'm like, well, I'm probably going to want to switch the weapons up. So then I bought 7 more boxes to magnetize. So I have 14 fully magnetized war dogs, and I have 2 carnivores.
Yeah. That seems gross. And maybe you'll be able to play with that many Chaos War Dogs.
Fingers
later.
crossed.
Who knows?
Hate that.
Ooh.
But yeah, Danny, Bondsman versus Spooky.
I mean, I rate Spooky better.
Yeah.
And I think traditionally Chaos Knights have, well, at least in I would say 9th and 10th edition, done better. I remember playing against a lot of bondsman abilities. Bondsman abilities, of course, are big knights giving little abilities to little knights, like Big Brother kind of stuff. Oh, there's a zoom in on Dickie. I like that.
Who's zooming in? What's happening?
And Dickie he got bigger.
Oh, you're really nice to him.
Thank you.
Grower, not a shower. If you know what I mean.
My dog came to see me. Hello, dog.
Oh, that's nice.
Angus the Dangus.
Oh, what a great dog. Anyway, yeah, bondsman abilities are pretty cool. I remember playing against them and losing quite badly until I realized that my opponent had cheated me quite aggressively.
That'll happen. Was it a certain national captain?
No.
Oh, good. Good.
That's good.
Oh, no, Dickie's never cheated me.
Oh.
And I will say, like, people give the Battle Shock stuff, they bash it all the time. I really enjoy it. There's something fantastic about you've lost 1 guy, please take a Battle Shock test. And just forcing that dice roll. There's also something, especially like if they're on an objective and you lose 1 guy, you're making your opponent make a choice of, I'll probably pass this, but if I don't, I'm going to be in a bad place. So do you use that auto pass? There's some really good things you can do with it, and Terror Shades are just fantastic.
Gotta love Patera Shades.
Terror Shades is my favorite one. Dickie, though, you lined up some slides because I didn't do any work for this aside from reading some notes. Because we got a new book coming, and I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Yeah, so I dug into the depths of Imperial Knights, and I got some rumors. Since we're not getting any information from GW these days, we're gonna do rumors, boys.
Hey, I got something for this.
I like the wait that we have to wait.
All right, yeah.
Are you almost there? Nice.
Yeah.
Very, yeah. You know, timing on that is not important at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I actually think it generates additional hype.
It's extra hype, actually. Yeah. So these are some of the rules for Imperial Knights, and I'm just gonna kind of read off. This is just a synopsis of what these detachments are.
Oh shit! Like Tyranids?
Yes. Oh, you're a funny guy, John. So Defenders of the Realm, basically they call it out as a good all-rounder, playing for objectives, especially combined with reroll 1s to hit, to wound, and for damage per model. Seems pretty good. Requires a bit of focus on armatures or allies to ensure objectives are captured and no man's land. So this one, I believe you have to hold certain objectives and you get these reroll buffs. So pretty
nice.
cool.
That's cool.
Then they
kind
have,
of like the zone stuff for like Chaos Demons or Necron Canoptic Harvest.
that's correct. Or the new Grey Knights detachment that you hold. Yeah. Okay, who can read the next detachment name? What is this?
Omniscient Convalve.
Yeah.
Slave.
Google. You Google.
Conclave. I think it may be supposed to be Conclave.
I think these leaks came before the thing was spell checked.
That makes
Probably,
sense.
yeah. Some guy just wanted to rip this into the old system there. Slightly better with synergies with your army composition. There's a little bit of everything with a trade. I love that actually doesn't say anything. With a trade-off that you can choose a good buff from your army composition or a gotcha for a poor or great combination. +1 strike, +3 sweep. This is a big standout for me. Stats dependent. It's making warglaives functional like budget carnivores, which is very interesting.
Like a Kirkland brand carnivore.
What are they saying carnivores have the more of the melee duality punch? They can shoot and also
Carnivores can't shoot for shit.
okay.
They punch really well and they can sweep with their chainsword.
Okay, so
they have 5 base attacks on the big swings, and then they have like what?
And
Normally they have 10 sweeps, John. Or 12.
yeah.
Cool. Okay,
I don't sweep. Go big or go home.
a slight
Or a woman.
like you can make some melee punch, which is cool. So I don't
cool.
know enough about knights.
I like the idea of warglaives being as good as carnivores. That would be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Bet you don't.
Amass Freeblade Crusaders.
Well, I was gonna
have
say this is the one that Danny is excited about, the Freeblade Crusaders detachment. He says it's the best one.
Oh, come on.
They get the old Noble Lance. The old Noble Lance given a fresh coat of paint and sunglasses. He had to add the sunglasses because he was being fun. So it looks like everything gets a 5+++. Within.
You remember when they also got a feel no pain? That was fun for everyone, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they ignored damage modifiers made by your knights. Pretty tough. With the biggest weakness simply by being spacing. Focus on survivability rather than lethality. Well, I would say your knights
they have to be within 6 inches of each other, right?
Yeah.
And they tend to blow up.
They do tend to blow up, yes.
Oh, it's not terrible.
You have options, John.
Yeah.
How many knights do you want to put in explosion range
all of them.
The other knights? You want them in a literal ball?
I'll go back to our first ever game of 10th, Danny. All of them.
Do you remember that tyrant exploded?
Yeah, dude. Dickie, true story. Danny and I played our first game of 10th. He had, was it Dark Angels you had?
I was playing Dark Angels.
He was playing Dark Angels. I had my Chaos Knights. I had one Knight Tyrant and a bunch of little guys crowd around the Tyrant because the Tyrant gave like a shield if you were near it.
Mm-hmm.
Danny exploded him. And because it was 2d6 damage or something stupid like that, really half of my army died turn 1.
Okay.
At that point, I
did like 30 mortal wounds to his knight army. That's
a
pretty
lot
bad.
of mortal wounds, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, Adamantium Hunt.
Sorry. Yeah. What's Adamantium Hunt?
Well, this one could be nasty, but very skill and luck dependent.
Oh,
well,
so
John, you found your detachment.
Well, no, Knight player is famously no skill. So
turn 1, you can arrive within 6 inches from any edge in no man's land. And turn 2, it's 6 inches from any edge, and not having to worry about anything stopping your reinforcements from arrive makes it good for mind games, he says. Best suited for armigers, as you'll be able to get 3 into a 2,000 point game. So that means either an assassination force deploying in an enemy's deployment zone on turn 2, or setting up a kill zone across the field turn 1 to block enemy maneuvers.
Love setting up kill zones
and maneuvers.
It seems okay.
I think the problem is that this guy's synapses was the thing that killed me. But
Yeah,
whatever.
but like for that, it's like you don't have to worry about anything stopping you from coming in. Like you still have to be 9 away from stuff, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Oh,
not the
I guess
thing.
he maybe breaks down. So Defender of the Realms, Protected Ground, Canoptic
Yep.
Court
Yep.
Task Force type ability. Your DZ is always Protected Ground. No Man's Land, if you control a majority of objectives, blah blah blah. You get +1 to hit while models are in Protected Ground, and +1 to wound if Protected Ground is on an objective. Wow, +1 to
Really helpful
wound.
when your cannon strength 75. So
Yeah.
you're wounding on 2s instead of 2s.
With this, they called out an enhancement in this that you get sticky
Ooh.
objectives, which is really cool, actually.
That's good for knights.
Mhm.
So the
If
con.
only
Oh,
War Dogs didn't get that already.
if only. Maybe they
Yeah.
lose it.
Maybe they do.
Maybe. Amasayan Conclave. It's probably Conclave. Blessing of the Machine God. At the start of the battle round, activate a blessing for the Machine God for all Imperial Knights models in your army from a table below until the end of the battle. To do so, either select one blessing from the list or do the random thing, baby.
Oh god, I love random shit.
Yeah.
So
And
what are the
remember when
results?
warlord traits were random? Or psychic powers, so you had to take 3 psychers to guarantee that you got the fucking power you wanted? Hey, invisibility.
Terrible.
It doesn't look like they give the full sheet here, but
There's a
1
desk in the
is
way.
+1 to hit, 2 is +1 attacks, right, and +3 attacks. So I would imagine there's more than just 2 of them.
Yeah.
But
Just wait until you roll double ones, +2 to hit in melee.
yeah.
Oh, you will.
That's it for that one.
Okay.
Defender's duty. This is the bondsman. While while a model is affected by this ability, improve its toughness by 1. Oh. Defender's duty.
Yeah.
The next phase. Each time an attack is made against them all, subtract 1 from the damage characteristics to a minimum of 1. Double guns. Weapons, double guns. No options to switch main weapons. Can take pintle-mounted stubber or melta, but cannot take carapace missiles replaced by the shield generator.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it looks like there's some weapons here. The plasma
Oh, is this for the defender boy?
Yeah, this is the new knight for
Mhm.
Imperial
Oh,
Knights.
okay.
These are stats.
So 36-inch range, hits on 3s, D3 +3 shots, strength 8, -2, 2 damage, blast. Not bad for marine killing. Can
Mhm.
overcharge for +1 strength. I would imagine +1 AP and +1 damage, so it becomes
Yeah.
actually a pretty good profile.
Yeah.
The conversion,
933 is better.
yeah, it's much better.
I don't know though. For a knight, I kind of am annoyed that it's only D3 +3 shots.
Yeah, it feels like it should be
That
more
seems
shots.
low.
Especially when the other gun's only 3 shots, so they're both.
It's sort of 3 shots.
Yeah.
It's also sometimes a slot machine, and you're going to get like.
What are you
15
targeting
shots.
with that? Because the conversion beamer is obviously great for giant
Well,
things.
it's blast, so I would imagine a 5-man marine squad or a
Yeah.
6-man 8 bounce.
But then making it damage 3, strength 9 is stupid.
Well, yeah, unless you're going to be trying to kill a Terminator or an 8-bound or
Yeah.
Death Shroud or Scarab Occult.
This is kind of an elite killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it is hard to look at because I've been running a lot of Forge Fiends lately, and they have like 3D3 rapid fire blast, strength 10, AP 3 damage shots. So it's definitely not that gun, but it it's all right, I guess.
Well, let's maybe not compare it to something that's
Good.
Really,
obviously
so
under.
that's good. But let's not. He's got another gun. So the conversion beam obliterator, 36-inch range, ballistic skill 3, 3 shots, strength 14. Why is strength 14 only? AP 2, 4, but it's sustained D3 within 18, which is pretty cool. So when you roll
I
that
like
dirty
that
6,
gun a lot.
yeah,
Me too.
When you roll that dirty 6, man, that can hurt.
I mean, a lot of the stuff you're throwing this at, like anytime I see like AP -2, I'm like, guys probably got a 4-up on Vuln anyway.
Yeah, probably.
So
That's
and
true.
4 damage is nice.
Yeah, baby.
This does take a Forge Fiend down to its invulnerable save that it would have anyway. So
It would be. Yes, it would do that.
Yeah.
unless it has cover.
Okay, so Noble Lance. So I guess this is just the rule that they all get. So all Imperial Knight models from Miri have a Feel No Pain 6+. In addition, each time an Imperial Knight model is selected to shoot, they may reroll 1 hit, 1 wound, or 1 damage roll. Oh, we already talked about that. That was like the thing, right? So stats stuff. So armigers go down by 1 toughness to T9.
Good.
Oh, I'm sorry, but the crowd seemed to really dislike.
Wow, they did not like the fact that it
That's
went down.
incredible. I didn't know we had such an engagement.
Yeah, wow. If you could just subscribe, you probably would have helped us over the so that is a big deal to go from 10 to 9. So that's Melt is wounding you on 4s.
Yep.
That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal.
Last cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not all bad news.
Multi-meltas.
Yes. Points reduction for big knights. Sounds like they go down by 10 to 20%.
That's good.
Armigers looks like they remain unchanged. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we celebrating losing toughness?
If you're gonna
I am.
Losing toughness and keeping like the same points cost?
Okay,
It's
but
great.
wait, yeah, I think you're missing the point. So big knights are going down by 10 to 20%. You can't blame me. I'm just telling you about it. I'm not the person that wrote it. I thought that you guys would be happy.
I'm
Would
happy.
be happy about playing big knights again.
I don't know, because I mean, I guess because I've been like fake meta chasing for a year of like single big knight and war dogs. Like it's a whole different play style, and then like price costs go down by 10 to 20%. That means at a push you're fitting 6 knights, I want to say, in your army, Danny.
Yeah. Could you imagine 6 big knights in an army though?
Right. That I mean, that's just that, and especially if none of their stats are changing, and we're still T12, we still have the wound count.
Oh well, then I mean,
your
they're
team's
not
going
going
down,
to be
baby.
T12. We already know they're going to be T11, right? They
I
Well,
predicted
it
guess
that.
says Questoris and Dominus unchanged.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, maybe these rumors are a little suspect. Dickie, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, you brought us these
These
rumors.
are your rumors, and we are holding
If
you
I
accountable for
swear
that.
to God, if I have to face 6 fucking Imperial Knights,
I'm gonna be upset about it. Personally.
I'm gonna be quite upset that it's gonna take me like 5 turns to destroy them.
Let's look at the next part. So armigers have a 5-up invulnerable save against shooting. Questoris and Dominus have a 4 fucking plus shooting.
That's good.
That means no more rotate ion shield strat. They just have the invulnerable save. Oh.
I don't know how I feel about that. It does make them more survivable.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I like my custodies to be on large oval bases.
Yeah. So it's
What? Oh,
I don't know.
Giant models with a 4-up save.
We may see a world. We may see a world where there's just a lot of big knights on this table.
But then you pull 2 objectives.
Yep.
And it's 2 actions.
Yep.
And you have to beautiful, Dickie. And you're like, one is like, the hold your deployment zone, hold the center, and you have to use over half your army to just. Well, I guess no, because it's different. I don't like it. I'm gonna go down to pure base emotion.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
So what is a current knight cost rate now, like a paladin or like the kind of the basic chassis? What does it cost?
Well, if we're using this official Games Workshop app, hey, subscribe to their official app.
You get all sorts of good stuff.
Including a really great bunch of Imperial Knight shorts. that come together to make a 30-minute episode that we talked about the Chaos Knights, and it was really good.
I did watch that.
It wasn't it good though?
It was.
Enjoyed it. Did have a woman in it though.
Ugh.
Goddamn.
Oh yeah, we don't have to make those jokes anymore. We can just have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but wait, like, there's so many, like the feel no pain, the invulnerable save. Man, this is gonna be so aggravating to get through these guys.
yeah. I said I think that's my issue with it. Is just they're gonna be annoying. This app is so great. I can't figure out how to look up points without creating a list, so we're just not going to bother. What else you got, Dickie?
That's it, buddy. That's all the rumors that I was able to gather from my deep sources.
Yeah, deep dickin', indeed. And really, they previewed some of the Chaos Knight stuff today. It's made me...
I don't know why it's up, but...
happy, sad?
Happy, sad.
Because I'm like, well, War Dogs are going to be losing Battle Line, or at least I believe the majority of them will be. If it was me, the Stalker would still have Battle Line, because that seems to be their standard one. But the wording on the War Dog detachment, where it adds Battle Line to them, makes me think that not every single knight in my little list is going to have Battle Line, which is how it should be. But it still makes me sad. One of the other detachments they previewed today was the character detachment. Call me crazy, and a list around 5 big knights all being characters is just a really easy way to hand your opponent 30 secondary points off the bat. So I'm not a huge fan of that one, but the other two seem to be the ones that we already have. One a modified Traitor's Lance, and the other the hopefully much better Grotmus detachment. So yeah.
Am I getting? So I'm getting that Chaos Knights are coming out before Imperial Knights. Is that
Chaos Knights are up for pre-order this Saturday, sir.
Wow.
That is why we're talking about it today, and I'm quite excited.
Well, how come I had Imperial Knight leaks, but I wasn't able to get Chaos Knight leaks? What's happened there?
No one knows.
Canadians are too pure, and they don't go to that kind of evil.
I guess
they did preview a couple, like an enhancement, which would let you deep strike your knight, and also just uppy downy a knight, which I thought was fantastic.
Uppy downy knight's really good.
If you could let me uppy downy a lancer, it would make my go turns much easier, and I would really appreciate that. Also, it doesn't look like the Forge World Knights are going away.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Because I really don't want them to. So, I'm putting positive vibes out to the universe so that they don't go away.
Fair enough.
The power of positive thinking.
Before we go, fixing knights. They're not going away. They're now an integral army in the game. They've been in for more than a decade. We're like Age of Sigmar length. Knights have been around. So we can't bitch that game system and be like, look, sorry, Warhammer Fantasy Die, but Age of Sigmar is not going away. Okay, look, sorry, we have the Stat-Jack army, but the knights are not going away. Danny, Dickie, I want you to take off your entertainment hats.
Impossible.
And put on your game developer hats. How would you fix knights? How do you incorporate Chaos or Imperial Knights effectively into the modern game of Warhammer 40,000?
Like the current model choices that they have available to them?
Rules wise. How do you fix the rules?
I would rather them be like toughness 8 and have like 50% more wounds.
Kind of like a Stompa.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
So you're thinking for like War Dogs and Armigers, there would be like toughness 8, but 15, 16 wounds.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I was thinking for the big guys. For the Armigers, I would say you wanted to be like T7. I think that's better.
Yeah.
They were T7 for a long time. Honestly.
So for big knights, we're going from toughness 12 down to toughness 8. And from 25 wounds up to, I'm assuming, based entirely on your word, you're wanting to introduce half wounds. So 37 and a half.
Yeah, that's correct, John. I want to introduce half wounds. That would really help the game in a myriad of ways.
37 and a half wounds.
He's left alive on half a wound.
Half a wound.
Got him.
understanding that functionally, half wound and 1 wound, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing, but I like the idea. In fact, I'm going to introduce this now. This is my Blood Angels captain. He has 4.5 wounds. Try and get them all.
Powerful.
And he fights first half the time. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna make the same mistake GW made a while ago.
Yeah.
Everyone can have knights in their army as an ally. No big deal. Just add a knight. I don't care what you are.
Dickie, were you around for the everyone can summon demon days? Because it seems from your discussion that you weren't around for the everyone.
Not around during those days. But you know what? It sounded fun. So
It was.
It was not fun.
There was the best part.
Any psyker could like bring bloodletters out from any. Oh, that's so dumb, eh? Oh.
My favorite was back in the day, the Desperate Allies rule, where I played against someone who was playing Tyranids with Tau, and that was his army, but he had to keep each section like 12 inches away from the other, because otherwise they would start firing at each other.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I played against a guy at a pretty big local event here that was running 3 knights and 3 riptides.
That was like the thing, right? The Riptide Wing?
Riptide Wing.
Yeah,
that shit was dumb.
There's a reason Tau have been deservedly in the garbage for years, and that is because if you've played 40k for at least 10 years, you at one point own 3 Riptides.
Yeah. Like I go to like some of my old buddies and they just have 3 Riptides hanging out somewhere, and I'm like, why do you have 3 Riptides? You've never played Town. Oh, Riptide Wing, man. And I was like,
man.
Okay.
3 Riptides howling at the moon.
Cool, bro.
Terrible times. For me, I think fixing knights is in a more surgical way, or I guess explosive way, is through the secondary and mission experience. Because I feel knights should have different secondaries to other armies. And I think that fixes, for me, a lot of the issues. You should be able to take different secondaries against knights. Knights should be able to take different secondaries against you. Because, again, there's these cool-ass detachments where, like, hey, take 5 big character knights. It'll be fine. And then we have Jack Kwan quite rightly pointing out in chat here, 6 big knights is going to give up 6 points of assassinate, or 4 points of assassinate, and 6 points of bring it down every turn. So if you are up against 5 big knights, you're just going to take those 2 objectives.
Yeah.
I think rules wise, we're getting to a pretty good place with them, but I think that's where it's going to change. And for me, in a military operation, obviously I have a ton of experience playing Call of Duty. You're going to have
that translates directly to
absolutely. Jack Quinn also reminding us of Riptides and Wraith Knights with D cannons, but thankfully not reminding him of Skatash Wraith Knights.
Or Orc Bikers.
Convenient.
But I think you would have different objectives and different missions. And while it's a pain to be like, yes, for these 2, you have to do different missions. I think that's sort of how you can fix them while thematically keeping them as they are. Because I think with the Bondsmen, with the rules we've seen so far with Chaos Knights, or even just from the indexes, I think army-wise, they feel really good to play. Like when I'm playing my Chaos Knights or my War Dogs, they feel like a Chaos Knight list. And that's just kind of off. If you go read Kingmaker, which is a Black Library novel. It is one of my favorites. It's right up there with Infinite and the Divine. It is about Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights. It is mind-blowingly good. But it feels like that's how the knight should play. So I don't want to change around that too much rules-wise, and that's why I almost think, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I almost think we're back to faction-specific objectives.
God, please. It was like one of my favorite things about 9th edition, and I understand why they're gone, but I did really like that asymmetrical warfare.
Because if my Blood Angels should not have the same objectives as your Dark Angels, or right. Tau should not have the same objectives as Orcs. And I think that is something that's missing this edition, and I think that would go a long way to getting rid of the negatives I hear right now about competitive play and everything. And they brought it up in the mini wargaming video. Is just two armies going into identical L-shaped ruins, and doing like the same thing over and over. And I think we're almost at the point with these decks where we were back in the early ITC days, where it's hold one, hold more, kill one, kill more, and kind of moving on. Whereas you have the opportunity to do something really cool and thematic with themed mission decks. But I understand that's a hell of a lot to balance.
It is.
Yeah. So I understand why it's gone. Kim is just referring to his own personal opinions in chat. He says, terrible, get out.
Oh, terrible. Yeah.
Like, it's good that he has that amount of self-reflection about his opinions on things. But yeah, that to me is the way to balance Knights. Until then, Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights, you're not going to be winning any tournaments, really. You're going to be
those points.
You're
But I
right.
guess if that's the case, and they're not seeing points changes then Chaos Knights may not be getting changes. So that's
you're going to get some really good mid-table finishes. Hey, maybe you're going to roll a lot of 4+.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Roll a 4+ for literally everything, and then that way you'll win. But they're here to stay, and that's all I really want to talk about Knights. Guys, anything you want to say before we close out on Grim After Dark?
Oh my God. Well, it's been a hell of a ride and an experience, and I'm glad that we're staying together because honestly, I couldn't do another divorce.
That's fair.
Oh, you already went through one divorce.
Mob Rules is on this is our third pairing. So yeah, we've been through.
Oh, so you broke up, but now you're getting back together, and
I've slowly lost co-hosts over the year.
Adding a partner this time. So.
Yeah. I've slowly lost co-hosts over the year, but somehow always kept Danny. But yeah, so this is it for Grim After Dark. We're gonna be back 2 weeks time. Very similar to what we talked about today. I love talking about these kind of things, these retrospectives, talking about factions and the way they've evolved through history and what's coming. I love talking about the lore. Hell, we're even going to have a hobby progress section. Fuck you, independent characters.
Wow.
We're going to hold ourselves accountable for that. It's going to be classic times.
Moly.
Whole new set. I'm gonna not lie to you. It's just going to be a different background. Desks on display.
And that's the kind of quality that you can get accustomed to with Mob Rules.
And trust me, 404 foul not found.
That was very spiteful.
Foul was very annoying when you pulled that up. That was very good. But for Grim After Dark, I've been John.
I've been Danny.
I've been Dickie.
We'll see you next time, but also never.
Oh. It's so sad, really, when you say it like that. Bye-bye.
In the grim dark future there's no time for fun, but when the day's battles are said and done, John, Danny, and Dickie are here for a laugh. In a galaxy torn, they're the ones with the craft. It's Grim After Dark, where the bolters spark, where dread knights nap and orcs embark. Tune in, grab a pint, and don't be late for tales of heresy and a healthy debate.